Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the episode 5 preview for House of the Dragon, but before that remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada. Let's get to it. The first thing we see is Viserys is on Driftmark, which is the seat of House Valyrian. He's going to propose a marriage of his daughter Rhaenyra to Corlys' son Laenor Valyrian. This will appease Corlys because his blood will now sit on the Iron Throne one day, bringing the Valyrians back into the fold. They are going to have a royal wedding in King's Landing. That is why we see all the Valyrian ships sailing towards the city. We also see 2 dragons flying as well. Laenor could be on his dragon SEASMOKE, which we saw in episode 3, and the other will be one we haven't seen in the show yet. It will either be Meleys, which is Rhaenys' dragon, or Vhagar, which is Laena's. But from this still, I would say it is Meleys, since her nickname is the Red Queen, and the dragon is red. Viserys at the wedding says he hopes to herald in the second age of dragons. With this marriage, the 2 most powerful houses have united, and nobody in the realm could stand against them. In the next scene, we see Rhaenys and Corlys. She tells him that people will challenge Rhaenyra's succession, knives will come out. In episode 2, Rhaenys was very cold to Rhaenyra, saying she will never sit on the Iron Throne. Her tune has changed now. She wants to help Rhaenyra. She's letting her husband know that they will have to protect Rhaenyra because people will try and block her from the throne. She's doing this because now she has some skin in the game, with her son marrying her. She wants to see her grandkids sit on the throne. In the next scene, we see that the Lannisters have arrived for the wedding. Jason and his twin Tyland. Tyland is the master of ships for the king. Remember that Jason thought he was going to be the one to marry Rhaenyra, so he may be a bit salty about this whole affair. He still has that smug look on his face. In this still, we see Sir Criston Cole with Alicent Hightower. He seems to be putting his sword down. In episode 4, Criston looked somewhat uncomfortable with having the sex with Rhaenyra. He really couldn't even look her in the eyes afterwards. So he may be confessing to Alicent about what he and Rhaenyra did. This is going to complicate Alicent's relationship with Rhaenyra even more, since Rhaenyra promised that she was still a maiden. Alicent may feel she can no longer trust Rhaenyra. In this shot, I believe we see Joffrey Lonmouth, who is a close friend to the groom, Laenor. He seems to be getting the crap beaten out of him, and he is pulling a knife on his attacker. The person who is beating him up is Sir Criston Cole. We see the gauntlets of a Kingsguard member, and later in the trailer, we see Criston beating the crap out of somebody. My guess is Joffrey did something to Rhaenyra. Maybe he said something to her. Maybe that rumor has spread about Rhaenyra being seen at a brothel, and he called her a harlot. Criston, hearing this, gets angry and defends Rhaenyra's honor and beats him for slandering the princess. We see that a scuffle amongst more attendees happens. Laenor is being thrown around. Sir Harwin Strong is throwing a few punches as well. He is the son of Lionel Strong, the master of laws for the king. Harwin is considered to be the strongest man in the 7 kingdoms, so he probably has a pretty good hook. We see that Daemon has made it back to the Vale. You can tell this by the landscape around. It's very mountainous. We then see a lady fall off her horse, which the landscape also looks like the Vale. I would guess this is Daemon's wife, and she probably dies from this fall. Does Daemon have something to do with this, or was this just a happy accident for him? We'll find out next week. In the last shot, we see Otto tell his daughter Alicent that Viserys will die, and if Rhaenyra succeeds him, war will follow, that she needs to prepare Aegon to rule. Her father will be heading back to Oldtown now, which is the seat of House Hightower, since he was relieved of his duties as Hand of the King. Alicent is all alone now. She is crying because she is scared. Her father has always been there. She has always listened to him, so when he says that war will happen if Rhaenyra sits on the throne, she believes him. So to avoid war, she will have to teach Aegon how to be a king. When Otto says that the king will die, he means gradually. We have seen throughout the season that Viserys' body is shutting down from the stress of the job. It is not healing itself from wounds that should heal in a week's time. Otto knows this and knows the king will die from this sooner or later, and Aegon must be ready when the time comes. What'd you think of the preview? Did I miss anything? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more House of the Dragon content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.